Hey everybody, for those of you who don't know, Robert Space Industries recently let us free fly a bunch of their ships. Now, not all the ships we're able to free fly are the ones that are currently available for flight. There are still some that I noticed we're missing. But what I decided to go ahead and do was do a quick video over all the ship variants which I have not had a chance to get to fly. This excluding ones I've already done and in previous videos on. Any ships that you find missing will be down in the comments below. Well, in the description below, I should say. So today, let's start off with the Gladius. The Gladius is a pretty good medium fighter. It has ability to fire torpedoes, pretty decent weaponry, and a bow-mounted chain gun. This is a really good ship you want to find in groups supporting one another. I'm not quite sure about all the details of the ship, mainly due to the fact that I haven't flown it very much myself. Currently, the universe is only in a persistent testing universe. We only have one system. We don't have any battleships to fight against. We don't even have battleships to defend yet. Those are all still in concept. Now, the constellations, which unfortunately I was unable to test in this free flight, but we did the Freelancers, which is the closest thing to the large ship that I can show you guys. I'll show it to you later on in this video. This is definitely one of the ships that you'll find a lot in military combat. Like when you're flying around in the general universe, you run into some instances, you will find like Hornets and stuff as your security forces. The Gladius, along with the Gladiators, Sabres, Hornets, they are heavily military oriented. So as designed, they have armor. Some of the variants will have great mobility, and while others have great firepower. This ship is a pretty good balance between all of them. But personally, this isn't the ship for me. Now this next ship, the Sabre, very fast, very agile, able to get in, get out, put in a lot of damage downrange. I must say, when I was flying this one out, testing it out, it was a lot of fun. But it handled a little bit too quickly for my liking. I like something that has a little bit of weight behind it, that you can fly around, but you're not going to drift all over the place. So, the current ships that I currently own are the Avenger, an Aurora, and an Origin 315. So, those, you can all find the videos for those down in the description below, where I compare the Mustang to the Aurora, because those are the two starter packages that we have available. Both ranging for about $35. Both really good ships, but leave it up to you to make the decision. I'm trying to get this video out as soon as possible because the free to fly weekend is good for 2 more days until the end of the 20th. So get a chance to get in there and fly some of these ships. If you guys don't have the time to download it, hey, just download it when you go to bed tonight. This game is a lot of fun. Very complex, but a lot of fun. We've only just begun to touch the surface of everything we have available. Now this next ship, the Vanguard Warden, another medium fighter. Definitely one you won't want to face alone, because if this is also known as a 2-man fighter, because there's actually a turret mounted in the back. I've actually snuck onto one of these before when they didn't notice me, and I was originally planning on hijacking it to see for fun, but I ended up just popping in the turret and helping them out in a few dogfights. It's a lot of fun. I'm hoping that they'll fix the turret tracking, because it's still very botchy in some areas. Because if you're tracking a target, sometimes when the ship turns, it'll move the whole turret with you. Well, occasionally, what would be nice is if you're tracking a target and the ship turns, your turret won't move unless if the degree of fire changes. Now, out of the ships I'm showing you, this is one of the first ones that you actually can walk around in, while the rest of them are generally just cockpit-based. The small cargo and sleeping area in this ship. Kind of reminds me of, I think it's a P-32 Lightning, if I'm saying it right. I probably got the name wrong, but from back from in the World War II, I believe it was an American fighter plane. Now, this next ship that we'll be looking at is called the Gladiator. Like the rest of the ships before them, these are all actually made by the same manufacturer. I believe that they're called the Aegis. This one is a bomber. It's got, underneath both the wings, it's got heavy missiles and torpedoes. Yeah, the weapons itself, not all that great. But if you get downrange this sucker again, it's gonna hurt. This ship has the ability to get in and get out really fast, but it has a downside. As you can see, it's a small ship. So, a trade-off for the mobility and the firepower is the armor isn't all that strong. You take a pretty good hit in this thing, it's gonna hurt. Now on the flip side, if you hit somebody in this thing, they'll be feeling some pain for quite a while. Now, like the Mustang, this is one of those cockpits that you have to approach from below. At the very end of this video, I also showed two other ships that I thought were pretty cool, and I need to save them for last. Also drop downs. Oh, this ship, the Hornet. This is one of my personal favorites. There are several variants of it. This one is the Super Hornet variant, which I do plan on buying sometime in the future, but right now, I don't really have the money to spare on that right now. But I have another ship in mind to get before this one. But I'll tell you about that in a minute. This ship, great all-around fighter. It has a lot of firepower. You can get reach a lot of damage. You can solo a lot of stuff by yourself. When the Princess Universe came out, I did a lot of the missions by myself in this ship when I rented it. The only downside which I noticed is the weapons are really fragile. Your ship itself, very, very well made. But you take one well-placed rocket, it'll knock off all of your weapons. I'm hoping it's just a glitch, but I've noticed this several times when I'm playing in Arena Commander and I take a good rocket, it'll knock off all my weapons and leave me with just whatever missiles I have left. Now, in a firefight, as you can imagine, that's not exactly a good thing. So, now this next ship, the Cutlass. This is currently one of the only variants really available right now, the Cutlass Black. There's several different variants, including like the Search and Rescue variant, but this one, Cutlass Black, is a favorite among pirates. This ship is almost like the evil twin to my Avenger Stalker, which I do plan on changing that to an Avenger Titan, which is actually for cargo. The Avenger Stalker is meant for bounty hunting. The default guns on that ship and the Cutlass are almost exactly the same. They both got this if I can say it right, it's sucker punch distortion cannons. They drain the energy from your ship, slowing it down, takes out the shields. While this one, for its bow-mounted gun, it is actually a laser. While in the Avenger, it's actually a chain gun, which actually will do more physical damage, which allows you to cut pieces off of people's ships to disable them. Well, the lasers spread out damage over the course of the ship. Now, this is actually my first time in a Cutlass in this free fly bit, and I was trying to get this all done. It's going to be about 55, 60 minutes to record all these videos together, and probably an extra hour and a half to cut these all together, because I wanted to get this out for you guys, so I apologize if I'm not all rehearsed and all this, but this was a lot of fun to look at some of these new ships. I was a little confused over here because I remember what this stuff was. It's like a docking port or escape pod. These look like little workbenches, but no, they're beds. Hard-looking beds. All the other ships I have, my bed's got little mattresses. It's all really interesting to see how these all work. And like I said, like the ships that I talked about before, the Avenger, my Origin 15P, and my Aurora are actually in another series which I'm doing called Phoenix Chronicles. Episode 1, you can find all 3 ships. That'll be in the description below. Now this next ship is one just for fun. For those of you who don't know about them, we have snub fighters. And this next one is the Merlin. This other one I believe is called the Archimedes, but I couldn't find it. This is a very fast little ship. It's got a bow-mounted chain gun and wing-mounted laser cannons. This ship, while weak on armor, makes more than up for it with the fact of its speed and mobility. You get in and do a lot of damage with this thing and get out before they even know where you are. And due to the ship's small profile, it's really hard to hit. It's also looking pretty cool. I mean, the ship I have, the Origin 315P, originally I had the 300i before I upgraded. And that was classified as the BMW. But looking at the ship now, I think this one looks more like a BMW. Either that or a Ferrari, the way the headlights going, but it's a pretty cool little ship here. This ship is actually meant to be mounted inside some of the Constellation classes, so your ship will actually have a snub fighter. You're underneath heavy fighter, send somebody out in this little snub fighter to take care of anybody who's bugging you guys. Now this one, from the Origin series, the M50 Interceptor. This was a fun little ship to test out. I should probably test out the racing, but I've never been good at the racing in this game. Maybe I just need more practice. Maybe I just need to upgrade my system a bit more so I can handle this all. But this is a lot of fun. Like with the Merlin, very fast, very maneuverable. Not very powerful weapons, but still, if you get hit by this thing, he'll be able to plink away at you and get away before you even have a chance to react. Very fast acceleration. Very fast deceleration, too. But, I'm going to show you right here, there's one small flaw which I've noticed is with almost every single one of the Origin series, which is very cool, but I still think they need to work on it. The landing gear on all the Origin ships, to my knowledge, are tires! Tires! In space! Yes, it makes sense if you're landing on the ground, but the problem is, with the current way they have it animated, you drift across whatever surface you're landing on. I'm assuming they'll fix it on when you're actually on the planet, but I don't know if you can tell it, but my ship is actually vibrating across the landing pad. Happens with every Origin variant I've seen so far. While ships with struts have no problem. Now this ship. This is the ship I plan on buying next. This is the Freelancer. The one I'm more interested in is the Freelancer Mir, which is built for exploration purposes, and I really want to get out there and explore things. You probably will find me in the farthest outreaches of space in asteroid belts and stuff. One thing that's really fun about this ship, yes, it has missiles, but these cannons, they're slow, but they're deadly powerful. I got a chance to fly one of these for a few minutes in the Persistent Test Universe with a bunch of people. They let me sit down, we jumped in an area, we got ambushed by pirates. This thing, yes, doesn't have the most fastest maneuverability, but I love it! 2-3 hits, whatever you're fighting is gone! It's amazing! And it's also got a lot of armor. And a wide cargo space, as you'll see here in a minute. This ship, for sure, is next on my bucket list. I'm going to get this ship, have a lot of fun. And upgrade it, of course, to the Mir. But currently none of the other Freelancer variants are really available. Alright, let's see if we can show you guys the cockpit here. As you guys will notice, it actually states this is meant for a crew of 2, but maybe that's just for the Myrrh. But there is enough room for 4 people in this craft to live semi-comfortably. We have an airlock on the side, and back here in the cargo compartment, you've got another turret. Not that one. A little bit further back. There we go. Just think about how much stuff you can fit in here. Maybe even sneak a little snub fighter in the back of this thing. Zip in, drop in, or even like with the next starship we had the drop ship. This could be another version. Because look at all that room. Fit some benches in there. Could turn this thing into a small troop transport. Now, 2 more ships to show you. These were a lot of fun to toy around with. I even played around with them a little bit in Arena Commander. But I'm just showing you guys in free flight just the basic looks of the ships. This one is the Vandal Scythe. Vandal Scythe is the most common enemy you will generally find in Arena Commander. After flying this around, you get an idea of really how powerful these things are. These things are ridiculously maneuverable. These can be able to do a completely 180 on a dime. Considering that the pilot, you're laying down this entire time while you're flying. Now the weapons of these things, you got some very fast firing, heavy hitting weapons, and some other ones that are really slow. Don't take a whole lot of let's just say power to shoot them, because they overheat really fast. You see how long that wing is? There is a gun that takes up the entire length of that wing. It's no wonder that when we get hit by a thing, it gets really painful. This is just the Scythe. The next ship is even more powerful. And they're even just released today. Apparently there's a sale. I think it's $225. No. I'm not going to spend that. I think it's a Warden. It's a medium fighter that's supposed to be more powerful probably than either of these 2 ships. And it's a Vandal. Which I wonder how long before we'll start seeing those in Arena Commander. Currently there are only 18 waves. I wouldn't be surprised if they increase that. This ship is the Vandal Glaive. This is most commonly a ship used for the elites. I think Bloodhound is one of the first elites you first see using this one. It's got 2 of those heavy big guns mounted in the wings. Sheesh. They hit really hard. And if you combine them with the primary, you can basically rip apart enemies in seconds. But I'm about to run out of time for this video. Got 1 more minute left of this. I want to say thank you guys for taking the time to watch this. Share with your friends. If you guys want to actually try backing this thing, it'd be great if you guys could use my referral code. I'll have it in the description below. You guys can additional 5,000 credits for using in the game. And trust me, they go a long way sometimes. Get in there. Heck, check out some of the other videos. Don't just check out my channel. There's a lot of people out there. Check out their stuff. Check out the forums on the RSI website. There are a lot of people out there that need to be given credit for this stuff. But hey, it's the end of the video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, if you guys like it, just lay that like button below to subscribe for any first look at any new content that I come out with. This is Matthias 4, also known in the game as Phoenix Rising. I am signing out.